Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, the Anime Ambu here, coming at you with part 1 of What If Naruto Abandoned Konoha, otherwise known as Slashed, a Naruto fan fiction on Wattpad. And listen to this, okay? First and foremost, just because I'm doing a new series does not mean I'm ending the other series at all. I really want to finish that series. That series is going to go on for a while. So I just wanted to put some other, type of content out, see how well it's received. If it is received well, I'll continue to do this series as well. And if it's not, I might stop it like the other one, because those videos were not doing good at all. So yeah, but I don't think I have much to say. Discord link in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe. I respond to all comments, heart all comments. And yeah, I'm just going to keep this one short, sweet, and to the point. And future Seth, hit the intro, bro. Slam! Naruto slammed his wooden dinner table into two halves. There was a reason. She somehow got it. She somehow got all the credit. The battle with the Tanuki Jinchuriki, all the effort that Naruto had put in for that stupid fight went into the drain. He thought maybe, just maybe, the villagers would respect him now, acknowledge him. But all he got was a simple mental slap to the face. He wanted to say that he was fine, but deep down in his very core, he knew that he wasn't fine. He never was. Anger and hate welled up from the inside. His eyes flashed red with one tomoe before returning back to normal cerulean blue. Why do I always have the shorter end of the stick? Naruto asked himself. He never asked himself this question. Naruto just never thought of it. His eyes flashed red once more before it turned cerulean again. Why, I'm barely managing to stop his Sharingan from activating. I've done it many times before. This the first time he felt hatred, I suppressed the activation. At the battle with that boy Haku, the slippery snake Orochimaru, the battle with Neji and that unstable Gaara, the Kyuubi kept wondering and wondering, but his mind stopped at the best possible conclusion, that his hatred was evolving. A few weeks had passed and Sasuke, female Sasuke, asked information on the traitor Orochimaru. Kakashi was hesitant on telling her information, but he knew she would have kept on nagging or go to another source. He then reluctantly passed down the knowledge that he gathered from Orochimaru. Sasuke was surprised when she found out that they were similar in story. The more Sasuke searched, the more she imagined her future. She could have easily ended up like him in many aspects. She would be no better than Itachi. It's been a week since then. Naruto just came back from rescuing the Slug Princess. Throughout the trip, Jiraiya noticed that the usual upbeat personality that Naruto had was replaced with a gloomy one. When he asked Naruto what it was, Naruto didn't answer. He just said the words that were along the lines of, I don't know. As of right now, Naruto was inside his apartment. His body was laying on his bed. Maybe I don't need to be here. This village is holding me back. My growth was stunted on purpose now that I think about it. His features hardened. Since the village hates me, I'll hate them over 1,000 folds. His eyes flashed red. His scarlet eyes of the devil spun rapidly through the night. His scarlet eyes quickly evolved. He managed to evolve his Sharingan not once but twice in a matter of seconds. The Kyuubi gritted his canines. Naruto stood up from his bed, honed towards the closet. The closet revealed to have a bunch of jumpsuits. Naruto saw one of the two custom ones he made that the pervy sage had gifted him. The black and the orange Naruto was going to wear when he got older, but Naruto knew Konoha. They had various tracking teams that the Hokage could trace him down to the T. The original jumpsuits could possibly have the scent that he gave off, so this extra different jumpsuit could prove useful in the long run. Naruto stuffed the 3 extra jumpsuits in his backpack, but most importantly, he had Gama-chan. Let's see how much money is in here. He quickly looked over the yen. I'm not bothering to count this much yen. Naruto did not know that the most currency was from D ranks, but most importantly, the Tora ones. Naruto had put Gama-chan inside his backpack. Naruto zipped up his jumpsuit and backpack. He then wrote a note. Dear Konoha, my days of being a ninja of the leaf are over now. I am now a rogue nin. Do not try to retrieve me. I'm not returning to be hated once more. Strutting towards the window, Naruto jumped out of the window in utter silence. He swiftly moved through the night, his body running towards the gate. Naruto, seeing a bunch of drunks drinking, averted his direction. Naruto saw the gate, but as soon as he was there, he realized he didn't have a single clue on where to go next. But it just so happened that there is a map of the elemental nations right next to the gate. Naruto walked over to it and started observing. As he looked and looked, he couldn't decide, but all of a sudden a voice in his head voiced his opinion. Land of whirlpools, it may be destroyed, but the ruins will be helpful. Naruto looked over. His eyes landed on the village and the whirlpools. Naruto smirked before leaving, exiting the village, not knowing a certain pinkette had saw him leave. Son of a gun, we already know who this is. Alright, Sakura bursted through Naruto's apartment. Her face was plastered with dread, and she examined the room and noticed the neatness that was displayed. Everything was off. If the person from the gate was Naruto, then this is only solidifying her current thoughts. A note was left on the counter. Sakura scanned the note and immediately dropped it. A spark of a tear dripping down her face onto the floor. Her second of tears snapped away when she rushed out towards the Hokage tower. Shikamaru was standing right in front of the Hokage, Tsunade, who was getting promoted to the rank of Chunin. This was just more troublesome for him. He'd rather not go into battle. His mind was set on being a smart-ass genin for 8 years or less. Less is the hopeful part. Then he would settle down with an average girl, have average kids, lazy kids, is what he wants. It'll cut off his much unwanted work by many folds. All of a sudden, Sakura busted through the wooden door. Her breathing was in a panic. Lady Tsunade, something terrible happened. Shikamaru and Tsunade flicked their eyes towards Sakura. It better not be some minor incident that you're just pampering about. She glanced at the amount of papers her sensei left for her. Naruto fled the village. It took a moment for the two to process the situation. What? You can't be serious. Not even a month ago, he brought me to this village. Tsunade slammed her desk. This is way too troublesome. When did you see him leave? Shikamaru sighed to this predicament. He just left about 13 minutes ago. He couldn't have gone far yet. Sakura had a bead of sweat rolled down her forehead. Shikamaru. He turned towards Tsunade. Yes. He somewhat had an idea in his head on what she wanted him to do. Nara Shikamaru, I need you to gather 5 people to assist for this recovery mission. Her tone was absolutely serious. They need to be people who you can work with and are competent enough not to mess it up. Shikamaru immediately nodded and fled to acquire his acquaintances. Neji was currently sparring with Hinata. Hinata-sama, you need to dodge strikes. Hinata nodded and quickly got back up. Their training was refrained, however. Shikamaru got permission to enter the compound. Their eyes immediately landed on the pineapple. You need anything? Asked Neji. Shikamaru nodded his head quickly. I have been gathered to get 5 other people with me for a retrieval mission. You're one of them. Neji's eyes narrowed. What retrieval mission? Shikamaru sighed. Naruto's fled the village. What we need to do is retrieve him back to Konoha. Neji's eyes widened in shock. Neji was just about to ask another question, but stopped since this mission was too important to aimlessly ask questions. Shikamaru nodded, knowing the answer that Neji has made. Both walked over to the next person that Shikamaru had in mind. Sasuke was currently relaying the events of the past 3 weeks or so. She was slowly warming up to everyone. She had asked Kakashi-sensei to give her information on Orochimaru. She kept wondering what power the snake was holding. The information got slowly warped in her mind a tiny bit, but she would still gather enough power to exact her revenge on Itachi, but she would not go deep into the darkness. She doesn't want to be Itachi. If she did flee the village, then she is practically being Itachi. Sasuke doesn't want her hatred to fully take over like his. She wants to be better. Taking a different path could become favorable, but her thoughts were suddenly popped. Hello? Anyone there? Sasuke went over to the door and opened it. She was surprised to see very serious faces of Shikamaru, Neji, Choji, Kiba, and Shino. What do you want? Naruto has fled the village. We need someone of your caliber to assist us to retrieve Naruto back from turning rogue, Neji said with honesty. Sasuke widened her eyes. Her face had a mixture of shock and anger. Why? Her eyes flashed red. Shikamaru just sighed. We don't know, and even if we did, we can't right now. Sasuke just nodded and left, went back inside and changed into her uniform. Her holster wrapped around her left thigh. We'll take you back with us. A deadly fist balled up. She wanted to know why. Why Naruto was trying to turn rogue. After all that Team 7 went through, he was just going to throw it all away and make it his path. That wasn't going to pass her. Naruto sped up his legs as he could hear yelling coming from behind. A rescue team. It looks like they found the note. This could prove rather fatal for Naruto, but the plan could potentially go to waste. If the plan starts to fail, his Sharingan is going to have to appear. Naruto's just up ahead, Neji had told the group. Naruto just cursed under his breath for his luck. 50 meters. All I needed to do was go beyond that mark, but that was easier said than done. But Naruto had already thought of a plan. Naruto created 2 shadow clones. I need you to hold them back for me until I get far enough, Naruto said while jumping from branch to branch. Create masses of clones if you have to, just hold them off. The clones nodded. Naruto kept going beyond. Clone 1 created 1 shadow clone and threw clone number 2 towards the group. Their eyes widened when they saw an orange jumpsuit skyrocket towards them. They instinctively blocked the incoming attacks and tried to send one towards the clone. We'll have to come retrieve you back to Konoha, Naruto. If you don't comply, we'll have to resort to force. I will not return to Konoha, so it looks like you're gonna have to resort to force. The clone got ready to create endless clones. A bead of sweat rolled down the clone face. He knew he was no match for the 6, but he had to try. He brought his hands and created a cross. At first, my reasons were petty and didn't give me reason to leave. But soon enough, my goals for the future changed from being the Hokage to becoming more. The village will only hinder my growth. Around 50 shadow clones appeared. What about everything you said about comrades and that you cherished them dearly? Was all that a lie? Sasuke's fist clenched tightly. No, I cherish my comrades a lot. But all things do come to an end, the clone said as he got ready to fight. I've turned a new leaf. I am now tainted and can't go back. I've made up my mind, and you will not stop me. The rest of the clones created their own set of clones. Hajime, they all rushed towards each other. Sasuke weaved her own hand signs. Fire style, great fireball. A wave of heat washed over everyone. The fire decimated a heap of clones that were in its way. We will take you back to the damn village, Sasuke declared, her Sharingan activated and spinning wildly. Oh, you're gonna have to be powerful to do that. The clone activated his own Sharingan. After all, I'm one of the last Uchiha. They all began to rush towards each other once again. Naruto had them fooled. He was already heads away from the battle scene. It was time to take a quick turn to the right. He lost his momentum for a moment, but before he gained this lost speed back, Naruto couldn't afford to fail. He would surely have been jailed for years. As Naruto jumped from tree to tree, he could barely see the glistening waterfall up ahead. Naruto swiftly landed on the shore. I don't know if I can afford to use the chakra needed to go to the islands. Even if Naruto made it to the islands, there could be people guarding the ruins. I need a boat just in case, but the $1 million question was, where was he gonna get a boat? Naruto definitely couldn't go to Waves. Konoha isn't an island with them. This resulted in using the Great Naruto Bridge as a trading route. They both trade once a month, but even then, loads of people are getting missions to go check up on the status of the country. Naruto thought, you're gonna have to explore a bit. Naruto had to be quick and cautious. If the clones couldn't handle the 6 people trying to retrieve him, then he'll have no choice but to go across the water without a boat. Naruto ran across the shore. He was in a quick rush. There was nothing he could find, but Naruto wasn't going to give up. I have to make sure I don't accidentally cross the Fire Country. Wait, or is it Fire Country? Fire County or Fire Country. That's what he was talking about. Naruto just shook out his stupidness and continued onwards. Naruto quickly saw a shack that contained a huge number of boats. 1 boat for just 53,000 Rio? Naruto scoffed. He was definitely reluctant. Naruto was sure this wasn't a steal. 53,000? Hell, a boat shouldn't even be worth 20,000. My dog is tripping right now. Sorry. I guess I'll have to do this my way. Naruto created a shadow clone to distract the bartender and the customers. The clone entered the shack. Hey, do you guys have some ramen? Everyone's eyes were on the clone. Naruto quickly broke the chains that were attached to a boat. He got the engine on low power. The sound was surprisingly quiet. He created a head start before turning the engine on high. Haha, fooled ya! The clone puffed out of existence. Naruto got a good laugh out of that as he went further and further away from the shack. I am Uzumaki Naruto, and I'll be the greatest ninja of all time. Naruto struck a pose. Get back here, kid! One of the managers yelled at Naruto. I like how it's still funny even though it's supposed to be dark. I like that. Bro, what the hell? This was very scandalous of Naruto. He had just created public outrage outside of Konoha. The scheme was only going to encourage people to do in the future. Because if a kid like me can do it, then stupid old men can do it as well. Naruto had his foxy grin plastered on his face. Naruto turned around to the general direction of Uzushio Gakure no Sato. I have no idea what Uzushio is, but the first 3 letters are similar to Uzumaki. Maybe there's a connection. Naruto laid on his back on the boat. This dog is, like, actually bugging me right now. He keeps whining. I might have to let him out. The door's open, though, so he could literally leave right now. All right, let's continue. His eyes gazing toward the night sky. A small smile fractured through his face. His eyes felt heavy as time went on. I wonder how my clones are doing. The clones are never ending, Sasuke yelled as she saw another clone puff out of existence. He's trying to tire us out while he's sitting back letting the clones handle us. Kiba took out another clone. The main clone laughed. Haha, boss's plan actually worked. The clone laughed. They narrowed their eyes as all the other clones laughed as well. What plan and who's that? Choji demanded as he was running out of chakra. Naruto's plan. He laughed once more. But I thought you were Naruto, Sasuke said while her Sharingan spun wildly. Oh, everyone here, including me, were just clones. The real Naruto is already miles away from the battle scene. So you're telling us that you've been wasting our time? Shino asked in a very calm but cold manner. The clone just nodded. Maybe one day he'll return, but to do that, he'll have to get the acknowledgement from the whole village. But they hate his guts. That's one of the reasons why he's turning rogue, so The clone couldn't finish before a punch landed on his face. The clone barely managed not to puff out of existence. Don't tell us to stop. You don't choose our decisions. We will not be told what to do. The clone's eyes widened for a split second before drooping down. Her Sharingan rose from 2 Tomoe to 3 Tomoe. The clone's features softened. Naruto wants you guys to know that he both loves and hates you guys. You can't have him having second thoughts after all of a sudden. He's gonna be stepping into the darkness. He'll become the darkest of shadows. The 6 clutched their hands. And I'll become the light that will light up this shadow. I'll become his light and I'll pull him out of the shadows with my own light. The clone smirked. That is an odd way to show affection, but I'd like to see you try. Try and light up his shadow, but be wary. Do not fall into the darkness yourself. Because you are like Naruto, alone in this cruel world. One after another, clones dispersed. You were a greater flight risk than Naruto, Sasuke, but people pushed him into the darkness more crueler than you. The day Naruto was born, he was alone. I was alone. All he needed was acknowledgement, because he knew acknowledgement will get him to the top of the food chain. He was the only clone left. It's never been the one who becomes Hokage will be acknowledged. It's always the one who is acknowledged by everyone will become Hokage. Naruto was just lucky to even have Iruka-sensei not turn his back on him. The last clone puffed away. Sasuke and everyone felt at release. A tear escaped. Go. This dog is pissing me off right now. This dog is bugging. He just... Naruto woke up from his nap as memories of all his clones overloaded his mind. What the heck? He found a particular memory interesting. So, you want to be my light, huh? That's an odd way to show affection even for you, Ice Princess. Naruto just chuckled before seeing where he was. A foxy grin broke through his lips. I made it. Actually, I think I made it. Naruto was puzzled as he saw the destroyed ruins of Uzushio Gakure no Sato. Bam. There's an advertisement, so we're gonna make this out. How long is this part anyways? My episodes are about 20 minutes long. So while we wait for a second, what's popping, guys? How you guys doing? You drinking your water, staying healthy, being active, going outside. It's about to be summer. I think it's spring. I'm not sure. It might still be winter. Because isn't it March? It's March right now, right? It's the end of February ended, right? February 28th is over. Right, what day is today? Let me check. Yeah, March 2nd. Not bad. All right. Not now. All right, there we go. This is it. We're going to continue from here, all right? For you guys, I'm going to make this part probably 3 chapters. I've already read 2 chapters with the prologue in chapter 1. Now we're about to read chapter 2. Man, it's hot in this room. It's really hot in this room. I'm getting distracted. All right, let's continue. Sorry. Man, there's nothing but debris here. Who even was that person who told me to come here? Naruto explored the bits of the island for 30 minutes. His final conclusion, Uzu is boring. How am I gonna survive? I'm not prepared for this. Naruto whined. His hope was rapidly decreasing by the second. I'll just lay here. Thirst was catching up to him. Naruto couldn't drink from the water. I may be an idiot, but I'm definitely not dumb enough to drink from water that concrete fell on. Naruto's eyes became heavy. His eyelids slowly closed. Naruto appeared inside a larger sewer. I'm here again. I only came here once when Pervy Sage pushed me off a cliff. Does that mean I'm in a dangerous situation? Naruto was talking to himself. No, you damn kid. Naruto looked towards the source of his voice and saw the Kyuubi. It's you again. You're the one that's kept on sending me messages and dumb stuff like that. Naruto narrowed his eyes looking intently at the Kyuubi. I can't have my host die on me. I won't wait years for me to reform in this pitiful world. The QB's voice echoed throughout the sewers. Where am I? Wait, let me guess. I'm inside my mind. But there's no way in hell my mind is in a gutter. I'm not a pervert. Naruto looked around. Yes, human, this is your mind. It represents how your mentality is, and I must say, your mind is worse than messed up. Makes sense for a human like you. Naruto glared at it. What is that supposed to mean? Naruto growled. It means that you're lonely. Your thoughts are so gloomy. Naruto clenched his fist. Hey, you take that back. You don't know who you're messing with. Naruto scrunched his face in anger. What are you gonna do? Fight me? You're not going to win against me. I'm the Kyuubi no Kitsune. I'm the reincarnation of hatred. His voice boomed throughout the sewers. Ah, you got stuck in a cage by a human. You must suck. Naruto cackled. The Kyuubi just growled very loudly. Once I get out of here, I'll tear you into pieces. It grabbed the unbreakable bars. You're not gonna escape over my dead body, believe it. I'll make everyone acknowledge me, not because of me being me, but through my power. That also means you. I'll be so strong, I'll smack that arrogant smugness off of your face. Declared Naruto. Naruto started to disappear out of his mind. What's happening? Naruto couldn't continue as he was completely erased from his mind. He groggily woke up with his head aching. What the hell? Before coming up with the conclusion. Oh, his body moved upwards. Wait, I fell asleep in the open. What if something happened and I'm actually dead? Naruto took a few steps forward before coming to a conclusion. I'm not dead. I was just thinking I am dead. Yeah, that makes sense. But it was now back to exploring. It's time to explore once more. Naruto marched on. His legs stepped onto the pavement below. Uzumaki Naruto, Uzumaki Naruto, Uzumaki Naruto. He was swinging his arms up and down, but all of a sudden, Naruto felt the ground below him turn into nothing. Looking down, he saw himself about to die. I'm gonna die! Naruto couldn't finish as he fell to his doom in high speeds. I guess that's how I die, from a pathetic fall. But a glint of hope was rekindled when he saw a pool of water below. I'm saved! Naruto splashed down into the water. I'm way too awesome to die! Naruto got up from the water and started walking towards the concrete grounds. Huh? What's this? Naruto started seeing markings on the walls around him. 2 bright torches were beside the door. How are these 2 torches still alive? Naruto eyed the torch with a puzzled look. He couldn't crack it. Naruto looked towards the door and took hold of the handle. He felt a slight tingle on his thumb. Similar to a paper cut. The door suddenly had an array of seals in exact symmetry. A word appeared in the middle. Funjutsu. A voice interrupted him in his mind. Funjutsu, dumbass! The fox grumbled. Naruto pulled the door open with ease. Entering the room, Naruto saw books upon books. Books? Boring! Naruto was seriously hoping for something way more cool. But Naruto saw more writing on the walls, but this time more vividly. The art of the Uzumaki. Naruto escaped, Sasuke declared to Tsunade. What? How did he manage to slip away from you? Tsunade was getting her hands full. He distracted us with shadow clones. His clones made hundreds upon hundreds of clones. Neji said with shame, how did you 3 lose sight of Naruto? There's no way. There could have been no way for you to do so. NBA, okay. Neji immediately answered. His clones unfortunately made me very ignorant to my surroundings. His scent was off. I started to smell tons of other signatures after his clones created masses. My bugs sometimes were cowering in fear of his chakra. This got many raised eyebrows. What do you mean? His clones weren't emitting their chakra. Satsuki stated, no, but my bugs felt something deeper inside him. They said it was an extremely potent in energy. It was threatening to them. They cowered in fear, stated Shino. Alright, I'll let your failure slide, but next time you'll get a punishment, that is no doubt. They all nodded shamelessly, walking outside. Sasuke clenched her fist. Naruto's an Uchiha. Rage filled her eyes. How? Why? Questioned Sasuke, her head looking down. Sasuke walked around from the group in a retreating form. Her features hardened. I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back even if it kills me, because only an Uchiha should fight an Uchiha. Her eyes flashed red with 3 Tomoe. She vowed to bring Naruto back without any hesitation. Wow, this is so cool! Naruto was surprisingly reading a book, but Naruto was having some difficulty reading the words. This must be some hard books if I'm having such trouble. Naruto looked at the back and was shocked. A level 2 book? Am I that dumb that I can't read? Naruto pouted as he kept on reading. Reading is the worst. You're gonna have to try harder than this if you want to bring Naruto back. Kakashi's eye smiled as he dodged a kick. Sasuke clenched her fist. I know that. Kakashi dodged another punch. Don't let your emotions get to you, advised Kakashi. How are you so calm? Don't you want to bring him back too? Yelled Sasuke. Kakashi just sighed. Of course I do, but I know Naruto. He wouldn't die in the wild. He's too stubborn to do so. Sasuke unclenched her fist. I know, but I felt so powerless when the 6 of us were just getting fooled by his shadow clones. I felt incompetent. I guess you can say I was getting overconfident before his elaborate plan to use shadow clones. That's not really elaborate. It felt like I took a bitter blow to my pride afterwards. But a question in Kakashi's mind boggled out of his mouth. Why do you want to bring Naruto back? You could have cared less a month or so ago. Him and me, we're the same. We're in the same state of loneliness. I always questioned how he didn't give in to revenge and evil intentions, but then he runs away. Him harboring hate inside of him. Sasuke looked away. I won't lie, I was thinking of turning rogue as well a month ago, but the information of Orochimaru opened my eyes a bit over time. My loneliness was getting filled. Maybe this is how Naruto felt when he was creating bonds, but then Naruto turns rogue and here we are now. Incomplete. Sasuke said in a bitter tone. It seems like you envy Naruto a bit. After some quick thinking, Sasuke widened her eyes. I envy Naruto. Oh shit. Time skip. Oh lordy. Guys, we got a time skip going on here. How long is this episode? 25 minutes? All right. I'm being nice right now because I can end this part right here. But we gonna finish this whole chapter out for you guys. All right, this is part 1. I want this to be special. This is going to be special. Okay, so enjoy. Whew. Time skip 1 year. This is way too much fun. A childish 14-year-old laughed. His eyes gleamed. Naruto threw a shuriken. Redirect. Naruto threw another shuriken that collided with the first shuriken. First shuriken then went straight into the bullseye. I'm so awesome. Believe it. Naruto repeated this once more. Shut up, you're annoying. The QB grumbled with a noise. I'm not annoying. I'm just cool. You just can't handle my awesomeness coming off of me, Naruto said with a hint of arrogance. The fox just ignored Naruto and went to sleep. Time for the next scroll, Naruto with excitement laced in his voice. I'll be even more awesome than before after this. Naruto had a few scrolls that were stocked away in a chamber. There were secret pathways throughout the place, but it was a pain in the butt for Naruto to memorize. All the scrolls that Naruto had first learned didn't have any cool jutsus that Naruto would call. But to be more exact, there were no elemental jutsus. It was disappointing soon enough, but he found strategies for each respective techniques. It's been a week since then, and things have been going smoothly. Naruto has managed to finish 2 scrolls. It's time to visit the mainland. Haven't been there in a few months. Naruto was making a makeshift room. The underground facility was made for hiding. It was pretty obvious. Naruto's days of making traps and pranks were paying off. He took a basic black cloak, the hood shadowed over his blonde hair. Objective, get more supplies. Yup, Naruto was running dry on food, especially ramen. If Naruto used his brain correctly, Naruto should be back at Uzushio Gakure in a week. Any longer than it's because of something holding him up. I need to catch up with the news, so I'll eavesdrop in between conversations in small towns. Naruto told himself. Naruto arrived at his boat. I'll go to Tea Country, which means that he'll have to go south. I'll have to turn this boat to the left. Naruto summoned his shadow clone and started redirecting to the left. His clone puffed away as Naruto walked under the boat. Let the journey continue. What do you need, Hokage-sama? Kakashi and Asuma asked. Konoha was in a tough spot at the moment. I need you and your team to go to Tea Country. The daimyo has agreed to give us more resources. But for that, your team has to protect the small village that he goes to for this yearly festival. The two nodded as they went to fetch their teams. Naruto woke up from his light nap. The sound of him crashing to the shore was loud. Whoa! Naruto flew out of the boat and crashed onto the sand. Naruto spat out the sand that entered his mouth. Once the sand was fully out, he rolled up his sleeves to reveal a seal that was written on his wrist and sealed his boat into it. He started to walk into the woods, the forest shadowing him. As Naruto walked, he passed many shrines and temples. What's this? Naruto saw a sign that piqued his interest. Village festival tomorrow. The arrow pointed up ahead. This is where I'll get my information. Naruto thought with interest. A wide grin crept on his face quickly. Food, food, food! Naruto chanted. He'll buy so much food at the festival that he'll never run dry. Or that they'll run dry. Naruto sped to the village, ready to eat and eat. All he needed to do was wait till tomorrow. Hopefully nothing holds me up during my stay. Alrighty. Oh, man. I actually am really interested and I kind of want to read more, but I'm going to save that for part 2 of this series. Yes, there will be a part 2 at least because I'm enjoying this series. So, you know, share this with other people, please. I just want this to get 100 views in a day, in 24 hours. Most videos get like, that I've been posting recently, I've got like 89 views in like 12 hours. So if this can get 100 views in one day, in 24 hours, if this can get 100 views, I'll drop part 2. I'll drop part 2. Yeah. If it gets under that, I'll still drop part 2, but I probably won't continue after that unless like it somehow picks up. Yeah, because I'm definitely going to read this story myself. So I hope you guys are there with me. If you enjoy it, like, comment, and subscribe. I respond to all comments and I heart all comments. I genuinely appreciate them, and I appreciate all the love and support that's been getting received recently, and you know, all that's been given. Genuinely, I, from the bottom of my heart, it makes me super happy to see all of these, you know, comments that I've been getting saying that people like the series or asking for the next parts, or you know what I mean? I genuinely appreciate that. And 200 subscribers is super huge to me. I don't think you understand. Like, I genuinely appreciate this stuff from the bottom of my heart. It makes me super happy. So thank you guys very much. Let's continue. Get to 300. Yeah, but that's it for me. And this is your boy, the Anime Ambu. I'm out. Deuces.